As the man once said, the harder you work, the luckier you get. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xerath Prevails. We're in the Plan, which is my weekly show that I talk about all the different things that are happening on the holotables, and both foreign and domestic, whatever that is supposed to mean. So let's jump into thanking my patrons. I really appreciate you guys for all that you do, for everything. You guys are amazing for supporting me. Thank you guys so much. I just really appreciate you. Thank you guys. I couldn't do what I do without you. For those of you who want to support the channel for free, all you've got to do is like, subscribe, comment, do something to help out the algorithm, guys. It helps get this channel out there and increases the number of people who can also mount the algorithm. Spread the good news about the algorithm, folks. Mount that thing as often as possible. I appreciate you guys. Alright, so we've got calendars coming up. So many calendars. It's May the 5th, or May the 4th, sorry. And May the 5th directly afterward, for those of you who are calendar illiterate. But there's a lot of things going on. We're getting a lot of calendars. So many calendars, as they indelicately capitalized on their forums. But there's a lot. There's a lot of them, folks. There's a ton of them. Which is cool. Yeah. Things to... I don't know why I put calendars there first. Well, anyways. We do have, for my own personal channel, I do have set 8 Datacron infographic out. You guys have seen that for a little bit, but I wanted to remind you, because a few people have been like, hey, where's this at? And I'm like, it's been out for over a week. Go find that in the infographics section of my Discord server. You can find the link in the video description. The other thing you can find is I have a ranking system, whatever, infographic for all the different Omicrons. Hopefully that, the video honestly probably explains things a little bit better than just the infographic. And there's at least one that you guys will miss if you don't watch the video, but that came out directly after this. I'll try to put links to these two infographic places, like the two videos, I'll try to put those in the video description as well, so you guys can go check it out. You can get you can get the infographics for free on my Discord server. It's a good time, guys. We're about to get to 6,000 members on the Discord, which is pretty good. You don't have to just love GAC to join, guys. It's a good time. Good time. You know we'll have a good time then, son. Now, here's a sneak peek at the guide I'm going to be making for Prevail Man. This is what I'm going to be doing. I think I am going to be playing this account at least a limited amount, and at the very least, it's fun to play, like, hey, what should I work on next? Kind of like the theory crafting and the planning of all of this is, to me, the greatest joy. And so you can see I'm putting out, I think it'll be this weekend that I'll have my like mid-game guide. Like, where do you start from the mid-game? If you've already got 4 million GP, where do you go from here? And this is my plan for Prevail Man, for my tiny little account, and what I would do to work on it. You guys will see a much more fleshed out guide, hopefully this weekend, Saturday or Sunday, possibly pushing it up to Monday or Tuesday. I'm not sure exactly. Just depends on how busy I am with other things in my life, because I do have a life, folks. Did you ever think that in high school, did you ever imagine that your teachers were actual people? Or did you just kind of think they just existed to serve you? I realized that the other day. I was like, you know what? I don't think I ever considered that my teachers had, were people who had families and, real life situations. That's just how you are in high school, I think. Well, that's how I was. Just a selfish little, I wasn't even little. I was huge. I was like 6'4". But anyways, we've got TARFFUL here. TARFFUL is even taller than me when I was in high school, and yeah, he looks cool. It's you know, it'll be great when he can reconnect with Grandmaster Yoda. It will be a TARFFUL reunion, I'm sure. But I wonder. His kid looks pretty cool, guys. Actually, I really like the idea of it. I don't know if it's going to just die instantly to Bad Batch or not. I'm very intrigued, though. Like, the ramping damage of it looks really fun. I don't know if it's... I don't know if it's going to be good. It looks really cool, though. You know, at the very least, it looks fun. And, you know, once we see it in action, which I guess probably some people have already wailed out on TARFFUL and have him at, you know, Relic 7 or plus, you know, it looks... I would really like to see some footage of this team. He's perfect. He's perfect for what I wanted. Anyways, it's very interesting too. He's got the Wookiee tag. I think I have that somewhere else on one of these slides. So, okay, here's the thing I was going to talk about a little bit on this, you know, on the thumbnail. The thing that's very important to remember is double drops are coming, and they're coming for 3 straight days. Now, I don't have an infographic that shows it, but we do have confirmation from the community manager himself saying that double drops are going to last for 3 full days. I know that the graphic on, or the text on their forums say that it's lasting through like the 7th, but the 7th is like midnight on the 7th. So we'll all have 3 days worth of double drops, and that's fine. I suppose they could have probably communicated that way better. That the only way we have confirmation from the community manager is because he said it on some random Discord server. So yay for communication. However, someone made this chart, and someone sent this to me. They said, "Hey, I got this from Reddit." And I was like, oh, okay, where's the link for that? What's the, you know, who did this? So I could give credit, and they said, I don't know, I just found it, and I can't find, I can't, like, re-find it. I was like, okay, so thank you to Reddit, whoever made this. Not sure who gets credit for it, but whoever you are, you get full credit. And I didn't do the math of it, but... This is if you want to start hoarding for double drops, folks. You shouldn't start hoarding immediately, but probably like tomorrow if you want to get the full value out of everything. You can probably get away with, if you only want to do 50s for the refreshes, you can start on the 29th, which I guess is Saturday. And the idea behind this is, guys, that you're gonna be able to hoard a bunch of energy when you can get to a cap. Like, you can cap out at, I think your maximum normal energy that you can get is like 2100 something. Maybe I think this says like 2119. Yeah, and then the other ones can cap out at 1119. So the idea is you want to cap out on those without also wasting a bunch of energy, because, you know, as time goes on, the energy just kind of ticks upward. You know, you get free energy, as you well know. That's just how the game works. It's worked forever, and you're not going to get any value from all of that wasted energy, because obviously it's just being wasted. However, there is a certain point where you want to get to your maximum energy so that when you spend it, you're getting double of everything that you're spending. And so there is actually, it's worthwhile to get to your max energy, but not super early. Like, if you do it 2 weeks in advance, but you only needed 1 week to get to that max energy, it's going to go to waste. Like, you're gonna have a full week of energy that's just totally wasted. Keep in mind too, folks, that this is also, like, if you're farming a character or something and you really need him soon, just stopping to hoard might not be the best solution for you. This is just a guide for if you want to get the most bang for your buck. Now, I think that in general, this is going to be better because you're going to get double drops immediately after, but that's only for 3 days. And if you're hoarding for more than 3 days, or for more than, 6 days, then probably not the best option, but I do think that this is a good one. So just keep in mind, folks, most people so we're gonna get double drops for all of this stuff. Probably most people are gonna want to start hoarding on May 1st so that you can start getting double drops. Probably worthwhile, folks. I do think I'm going to be doing this on all 3 of my accounts. And I mean, I would recommend doing it for every energy level. I mean, I've always said that if you can afford it, then you should probably spend the 50s for refreshes and the 100s on Cantina. Not only for energy, but you should do it for mod and ship energy if you can afford it. I know that not everyone can. I know that there are other issues, but that is the most efficient way to farm shards, to farm gear, to get all that stuff. Crystals spent elsewhere are going to almost always be less efficient. So doing those refreshes is important anyways. If you can do it for double drops, it's even more so. Now, let's stop talking about this because it's a little bit boring to me. We got the Wookiee tag as, we can just see Meatface's as I can't even talk, his professionalism shining through here, folks. This is the one thing that they did to tell us how we got the Wookiee tag in their patch update. Gosh, I do love the irony of me saying professionalism and not being able to say it, even as I'm calling out someone else's professionalism. I will totally admit that is ironic or something. Maybe hypocritical. I don't know. But it is funny to me. And it doesn't make him less professional. This is the one thing that they told us. Hey, Wookiee tag. Well, how do you tell people that? Wookiee. Really? Like, is that the best way you can tell people that? Like, what? Like, just like taken out of context. If people were like, hey, I didn't realize TARFFUL was in the game, that he was gonna be here. Like, what would this mean to people? Like, some people would think you misspelled it, which I do appreciate that, like, on the bright side, he has made a point to spell Wookiee correctly with the 2 E's at the end. That's not something that's necessarily obvious, so that's good. That's good for him. I also just want to say to all the people who told me, no, we're not getting a Wookiee tag. Of course we're not getting a Wookiee tag. I've had a lot of people tell me that I was dumb for thinking that. And I've always thought that it was foolish to tell me that I'm dumb for that. Because, hey, I'm me. Just kidding. But seriously, I don't know why people were like, no, man, that'll never happen. That's dumb. That's dumb. Like, it really... I'm like, why can't we have... Like, there's always been an invisible Wookiee tag. Now we have an actual there's an actual tag in the game that says Wookiee, and I want to take a minute to gloat and be immature and say I told you so to the people who said that there wouldn't be, because there were a substantial number of people. So, haha. I realized that I'm wrong about a lot of other things, but I guess that makes it more important that I celebrate the things that I'm right about, eh? Alright, finally, guys, who does Saw Gerrera go with? He's the last of the Cal Survivor requirements. And who does he go with? Like, what team is he going with? I think that we get a little bit of a hint in the schedule here, in the calendars. So we're getting the May login is Churret. And then the 7-day, one of the 7-day logins, we get Kyle Katarn. And the free calendar, we get Baze. And so, I don't know why I didn't do little circles around the other two, but things to keep in mind here, folks. We're going to be getting, all of these are Rebel fighters. I don't know if he's going to command his own team with Chirrut and Baze. It seems a little bit sad because Chirrut and Baze actually comprise the best version of the Adrad squad. However, I do think that there's a decent likelihood of Baze, or of Saw going with the Mon Mothma team, especially because we're getting that Kyle Katarn shard, or those Kyle Katarn shards. I do think that possibly we're going to be getting him to go with Mothra. Now here's the big thing. A lot of people have been arguing, why would he go with Mothma? They hated each other. They were totally divisive to get, like, they hated working with each other. And the fact is, yes, at one point there was breaking between the two, and you know that can't be denied. They didn't get along well. However, there was a time period where the rebels all worked together, and they were all on the same base, and they were all on the same team, and they shared resources, and they weren't two separate groups. And I don't know what time period this Saw Gerrera is going to be released for. Probably for whenever he met up with Cal, which is like right in the middle of the Imperial regime, which could easily be, I don't really know when I guess we could look at maybe there's some kind of a chart of when Cal Kestis was hanging out with Saw, you know, when he met him in the first game. But I think there's a decent likelihood that we get a Saw that is, I don't know, friends with Mon Mothma at the time, and therefore they could work together. I don't think that it's out of the question, just because the movie, which, I mean, that's where everyone thinks of Saw Gerrera first, is, you know, when he's already broken ties with Mon Mothma. Everyone thinks, oh man, they hate each other. They haven't always hated each other. So who does he go with? I don't know. I think that Mon Mothma and her team could honestly use a huge boost. It's been a declining squad. It's one of my very favorite squads in the whole world. And honestly, I kind of hope that he goes with Mon Mothma, because it would fit in perfectly for what Prevail Man is trying to do. So let me know what you guys think in the video description. Would love, or you can't do that, only I can do that. Let me know what you think in the comments though, guys. We'll love to hear from you. Thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Xerath prevails. Have a good one, folks.